Cats and Mouse, the sixth episode of Dexter, Resurrection, carries on the third spin-off series' outstanding run. Resurrection Episode 6, which serves as a link between the first and second parts of Dexter's journey through New York City, has Dexter growing as a father to Harrison by eliminating Gemini, another of Prater's top serial killers, or so he believed. Early in the episode, Dexter gives a heartfelt eulogy for blessing Kamara's late mother, revealing his human side, which has been startlingly more visible in Resurrection than in previous seasons. But soon after, Prater begins to follow up on Dexter, who is still working incognito as Red, the ride-sharing killer, and dispatches the devoted Charlie to look into it. Only Rapunzel and Gemini remain on Dexter's to-do list after he has successfully eliminated or neutralized 3 of Prater's serial killer dinner party invitees. In Resurrection Episode 6, David Dastmalchian finally gets his chance to shine, presenting Gemini as conceited, self-centered, and, most startling of all, a twin. Dexter was surprised to learn that the notorious Gemini Killer character could be the product of 2 men, one of whom takes pride in holding the top rank on the FBI's most wanted list. The Gemini twin twist is not only unexpected but also reasonable because the Gemini are usually killed in pairs, which would have been ambitious for a single serial killer. Future Dexter, Resurrection Season 1 episodes will have more Dastmalchian as Gemini, which is a relief. He is one of the most captivating supporting characters in the history of the Dexter franchise, and it is hoped that he will remain until the conclusion of the first season. However, given how much Dexter usually enjoys these classic table settings, I must admit that the Gemini's first kill scene did feel a little hurried. In hindsight, it makes more sense because Gemini is not just 1 but 2. Nevertheless, spectators felt as though they were denied the opportunity to see what may have been a historic discussion. Additionally, eliminating Mia, played by Kristen Ritter, made sense for the plot but regrettably feels like a lost chance for the franchise. Ritter, who at first glance seemed to be Dexter's ideal mate, was outstanding as Lady Vengeance, even when her fame turned out to be a lie. She will be greatly missed in Resurrection. The core of Resurrection Season 1 has been Batista's hunt for Dexter as the Bay Harbor Butcher. In addition to being intelligent and strategic, his arc has been exciting, even in brief bursts, which inevitably led him to Detectives Wallace and Olivia's NYPD offices. In Resurrection Episode 6, Charlie's affectionate relationship with her ailing mother is also briefly shown, suggesting that it might have consequences down the road. Harrison also offered to watch her son Dante after making a terrible move on Elsa, which almost resulted in a violent brawl between him and Elsa's cruel landlord, played by Steve Scaripa of The Sopranos. An intriguing feature that provides a respite from the violence in Resurrection is the growing relationship between Dexter and Blessings Kamara. Through their bond, Dexter gets direction and advice on how to be a better parent to Harrison. These scenes allude to one of Dexter's main goals in Resurrection, which is to become as emotionally available as possible, even though they undoubtedly take away from the action, perhaps a little too much for my taste. When Dexter and Harrison discuss his future near the end of the episode, this point is most evident. Harrison doesn't get rejected by Dexter because he doesn't have a dark passenger like him. Rather, he accepts Harrison for who he is and acknowledges that his mother, Rita, is undoubtedly the source of his innate goodness. Batista and the 2 NYPD officers will probably work together to find Harrison, their next prime target, when Mia dies. At the same time, Prater and Charlie are keeping too many tabs on Dexter to keep Harrison a secret from them. Harrison is likely to turn into a significant vulnerability and liability for Dexter, much like most of the people he has attempted to maintain relationships with. He serves as both proof to Prater that Dexter is a fraud and Batista's link to catching and apprehending Dexter. By the conclusion of Dexter, Resurrection Season 1, Dexter and Harrison might need to leave New York City for these reasons.